AEW Collision, or as I like to call it now, AEW Consistency, because that is the show that has the most consistent ratings in professional wrestling. Welcome back, guys, to the channel. Today, we're going to be looking at the quarter by quarter hourly breakdown ratings. And when I said Collision has the best and most consistent ratings in wrestling, maybe that's untrue. SmackDown is also very consistent, but I do think it's weird how both AEW, well, I mean, you can probably argue now that SmackDown is technically the A show, but SmackDown, when it first came out, was always the B show. It's only the A show recently, but it is weird how with Collision and SmackDown, the viewership is pretty much consistent across the board from start to finish, yet with Dynamite and Raw, you know, the two flagship shows, the two shows that put both companies on the map, they just cannot maintain their audience. And we can blame Big Bang Theory, we can blame 3 Hours. At the end of the day, Raw and Dynamite, from the beginning of the show to the end of the show, lose a shitload of viewers. That is the truth. Anyway, let's look at the quarter hour breakdown. So quarter one, it was Adam Copeland, Eddie Kingston and Mark Briscoe taking on Action Andretti and Top Flight. This got 476,000 viewers, so not a bad start. Quarter two, they get the continuation of that match. We get a post-match with House of Black. We get a Samoa Joe Swerve Strickland video. And then the beginning of, well, I say the beginning, the CJ Esparza and Powerhouse Hobbs match with a Don Callis live promo. This lost 2% down to 468,000. I think Adam Copeland is the biggest draw, or one of the biggest draws in Collision, I would say. Quarter three, the Acclaimed versus the Guns went down 6%, 442,000. Quarter four, the Acclaimed versus the Guns continuing. Then we got a Bryan Danielson, Will Ospreay backstage promo. We got a Tony Storm backstage promo. And then we got the beginning of Danielson and Claudio taking on Takeshita and Kel Fletcher. And this went up 5% to 463,000. And then the continuation of this match in quarter five from 9 o'clock to 9:15 p.m. went up a further 6%. So it was obviously this match continuing to its end. And for me, that shows that every time Bryan Danielson is involved, people do tune in. He is probably, I would say across the board, Bryan Danielson is the biggest draw in AEW. I think that he is. Looking at the numbers, it's probably Danielson. Edge does well, don't get me wrong, but I believe it's Danielson just for the fact that he constantly brings in the viewership every segment he's in. Quarter six, 9:15 to 9:30, we had Chris Statlander, Willow Nightingale, Stokely Hathaway, and then we got Layla Hirsch versus Sky Blue. No surprise, this lost 8%. It was the biggest loss of the show. And every time Collision or Dynamite or Rampage put women on, the ratings go down. I think it's fair to say, more than fair to say, that the women just aren't drawing. Nobody really cares about the women. Quarter 7, 9:30 to 9:45 p.m. FTR and PAC taking on the Young Bucks and Okada. This lost 5%. So again, the Young Bucks losing, or the Young Bucks coming on and losing 5%. So, is what it is. And then the final quarter 8, 9:45 to 10 p.m. This gained 10%, and it was the continuation of FTR and PAC versus the Elite. Now, this gained 10% despite losing 5% in the previous segment, and in the demo, it gained 15%. Now, I don't think it gained that because of the Bucks, because if people cared about this match, they would have wanted to see it from the beginning, from quarter 7. They didn't tune in until the final quarter, which tells me that might be because they wanted to watch Rampage. Possibly. It could be possible, because Rampage started with, I believe, RVD. Now, I'm thinking maybe that was the reason, because Rampage actually starts with a 10% increase in the demo on what quarter 8 did on Collision. So, I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, why is the number so high for quarter 8? And I think it's because of quarter 1. Because quarter 1 on Rampage did a big number. And then unfortunately, it dipped. You look at Rampage, started with 459,000. And then when you get into quarter 2, with the women's match, Emi Sakura versus Yuka Sakiri, they lost 14%. So I'm thinking that maybe the final quarter of Collision did well because of the beginning of Rampage, and maybe people were tuning in, wanting to get in early to see what happened at the end, and then be there for Rampage, because the Rampage number did hold strong in the first quarter. So it is what it is. I would assume so, because the Bucks never draw. The quarters with the Bucks never go up, yet this one did go up big time. Why is that? I think it's because Rampage was on directly after it. RVD was in the first quarter. And I noticed it went up a lot with the demo. So the demo went up 10%. That would mean that people between 18 and 49 tuned in. That's probably the age bracket you'd expect a lot of Rob Van Dam fans to be in. So yeah, that's what I'm putting it down to. But overall, Collision did 461,000. A decent week for them, I guess, in terms of Collision rating. And it's just consistency now. That's what AEW tend to do. They're always around that ballpark. So I'm not really surprised of the numbers this week. It's not great because I think they do need to do better than what they currently have. They don't want to be around that number forever. They want to obviously grow. They want to go higher. But for a while, it looked like it was just going to go lower and lower. So I do think it's a good thing for AEW that they've managed to flatline a little bit. But the long-term goal must be to do better than 450, 460. That's not a great number, despite being on a Saturday. I think they want to do slightly better than that. But yeah, guys, I'm putting that down to Rampage. Let me know what you think down below. It's the only reason I think why the Collision number would draw so strong. Nothing else really makes sense to me. Let me know what you think down below. I'll catch you in the next one, guys. Been Fog Entertainment. Thanks for watching. Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe, and until next time, peace.